Good afternoon, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This is Yakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, I always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Yakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, see things that you just don't see, okay? But think this, the name of this is called For Your Livestock, the Lab Rats.
FDA, based on NIH research, is approving prescription leucovorin for treatment of autistic children. Now, if you're following the script, there should be two questions that you have. Two questions that should come to your mind. The first is, how will patients and parents get access to the treatment? I'll tell you how. Over half of American children are covered by Medicaid and CHIP, government health insurance. Over half. And therefore, because they're covered in Medicaid and CHIP, upon this label change by Marty, state Medicaid programs in partnership with CMS will cover prescription leucovorin around the country. It's yours, but you have to go to a doctor to get a prescription because they know your child, they know you, and they know the medication. States will also have tools to monitor its use and ensure appropriate utilization. That's important for a bunch of reasons because we want the right kids getting the right prescription medications. We believe private insurance companies will rapidly follow our lead if they have not already done so. And again, to make sure that this is safe and effective treatment, you need a physician to prescribe the medication because it's on prescription. The FDA, based on NIH research.
Let me just say this, okay? This concoction that they're talking about, known as folinic acid, a prescription medication used to counteract the toxic effects of certain cancer and other drugs, treat certain types of anemia, cerebral folic deficiency, and neurological disorder where the transport of folic into the brain is impaired. This condition is sometimes associated with symptoms seen in autism spectrum disorder. The effectiveness of this treatment for autism symptoms is currently being debated, with certain news highlighting the need for further, larger studies to confirm its efficiency. Lower income communities have a higher prevalence of autism, was associated with a lower neighborhood median household income, okay? So this concoction that they're conjuring up, Nebuchadnezzar and Julius Caesar in his cabinet house, okay, this concoction, okay, they're going after the low income communities. They are going to be the first ones to get this concoction. And don't worry, your livestock is all under CHIP and Medicaid and all that. So they got you all covered up. But I want you to pay attention to something, right? Because they said treatment. Treatment. They didn't say cure. They said treatment. There's a difference between a treatment and a cure. But nonetheless, all this is a cash cow. It's a money grab. Just like chelation therapy and all that, it's a money grab. It's all about the money. Okay, they're profiting off of this. Okay, this is what that is. They're profiting off of this big time. And let's just keep in mind is that livestock is sick. Sick, sick, sick. They need a miracle. They need a miracle healing. They're watching their livestock die and suffer. Okay, they need healing. They need miracle healing for their livestock. And they're going to be flocking over to Nebuchadnezzar and Julius Caesar in his cabinet house for this new concoction that they conjured up. This treatment. Okay, and also keep in mind that this treatment have side effects that's going to suppress the immune system 100 times lower than what it already is. The immune system of your livestock is already compromised by the food, because remember, this bioengineered food that's on the market, it has no preservatives in it, no additives, no flavor, no nutrients, no nothing. You just giving it to them just to be giving it to them. Okay? The immune system is already suppressed by this fake bioengineered food. And then on top of it, they have like 10 other concoctions that's on an injection schedule list that your livestock have to take. It don't have to take, but you choose to offer up your livestock to be lab rats. Okay? So they have to take it. And then your livestock is part of the 2/3, so they really have to take it. But let me tell you what your livestock need. Your livestock need divine intervention. That's what it needs. It needs a high priest, not a rabbi, not an imam, not a pastor, not a reverend. It needs the high priest to lay hands on your livestock, to heal your livestock from that terrible illness and plague and sickness. Because that's what it is. It's a sickness and a plague. Your livestock need to be healed. And this is not the way. This concoction that they got going on is not going to cure your livestock. When you get down to genetics, there's no cure for genetics. Okay? No cure whatsoever for genetics. Okay? It's a plague. And I say this time and time again. Just like the liquor, the spirits, wine and spirits. They don't call it spirits for nothing. That's because the spirits is in the alcohol. The spirits is in the drugs. The evil spirits is in the DNA. Okay? That's what that is. That DNA, that other individual that you laid down with, have more than 7 different evil spirits inside of his DNA that created your livestock. And now your livestock is sick. And just keep in mind, the more suppressed that your livestock's immune system get, it's going to get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until this right here, this physical body right here, sheds off. And once it sheds off and it dies, guess what? It ain't going to be nothing left but the soul. Okay? That's what that is. But think carefully and do your research in reference to this new concoction that they got conjured up for this autism epidemic that's going on out here for your livestock. Okay? And make no mistake, and as I said, a lot of people is going to be looking for some type of healing for their livestock. Their livestock is suffering and dying, and they need healing. And they're going to all flock to this new treatment that they got on the market. They're going to all flock to this new treatment and that chelation therapy as well. And it ain't going to do nothing but suppress and keep suppressing and keep suppressing and keep suppressing. And guess what? Until they end up like the children over there in Gaza. It's the same exact thing that's going on. No different. But anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. Your livestock need the high priest. Melchizedek is the high priest. You need that. You need the celestial beings. When I say the eternal church, I'm talking about the celestial beings in the spiritual realm. They control this whole planet. Your livestock need divine intervention. They need divine healing. They don't need this concoction. But hey, this is not my livestock. This is your livestock, not mine. They wouldn't dare ever touch my livestock. And let me just say this before I break on out of here. This is exactly why I don't believe in hospital births. I believe that a husband, not a baby father or boyfriend or friend with benefits, I believe a husband should deliver his livestock with his wife in the comforts of their own home where it was conceived. That's what I believe. But anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. This is Yaakov coming from that Spica star, the brightest star of the constellation, that topaz gem, looking into your world, the goddess, looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see. I'm going.